person without a vision for their lives lives a very loose life. But a person with a vision for their life lives a very narrow life. Welcome to Purpose Driven, where we look to inspire you to reach your full potential, identify your purpose, live according to your purpose, and reach your dreams. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Empowerment Podcast. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you for making us the choice of podcast. We appreciate you and we are grateful that you are listening to us. This is Vilakazi, and of course, we are here on Purpose Driven, where we look to help you, to equip you, inspire you, and make sure that you live an empowered life, a purpose-driven life, a life that is has an intent, a life that has direction, a life that has meaning. And that's what we are all about here on Purpose Driven. We just want you to reach your full potential. We just want you to reach your goals and find out your own purpose. I've been talking about the importance of purpose for the past few weeks, and as we keep talking about purpose is really one of the most important things a person can discover. That I kept saying that without purpose there is actually no fulfillment and no understanding of what success truly is. I shared a few stories with you, especially last week's story of a young man called Clyde Wilson. A young man that was a success, but his success was not really his success. He was following his parents' dream, and it was frustrating to him. It was really frustrating to him, to a point that, as he was being acknowledged, given honors, he couldn't take it anymore. He said he felt that he has been living a fake life. But enough about that. Do go back to previous episodes to catch up, especially as I was sharing about the questions of purpose. So take time, reflect, ask yourself truly those questions as you go through life, and those questions actually will help you to discover your purpose, will help you to identify your purpose and put everything into perspective, and to really see if you are living a purpose life or a meaningful life, or you are just living a life that is vague. But this week I just want to take another direction, still on the topic of purpose, of course, but I just wanted to take time and actually describe what purpose is, because we maybe keep talking about purpose, you may be hearing us keep saying purpose driven, even somewhere you've been hearing about purpose maybe. But I just wanted to take time and really describe what is this thing called purpose. What is purpose? So everything in life basically has a purpose. Everything in life has a purpose, and everything on this earth was created and born for a purpose and with a purpose. So purpose, we can say it's the source of meaning. You can say it's the reason for creation, basically. And without purpose, life is like an experiment. When you're experimenting, trying to get to results, trying to go here and there, life becomes an experiment if you're not fully aware of what your purpose is. Life basically becomes frustrating. It's a disappointment because you are not really sure why you exist or what you are living for. So purpose gives us the why, the what, and the how. And without really understanding those three fundamental questions, we end up really living lives that are experimental, a life that are frustrating and disappointing to a certain extent. So it's very essential and very important that we understand and actually discover our purpose in life so that we can experience effectiveness, we can find fulfillment, and we can live a life that is rewarding. I want to quickly take a definition of purpose from one of the greatest teachers that we ever had on this planet, the late Dr. Miles Monroe. I want to take a definition of purpose from one of his books. He defined purpose as the original intent and cause for the creation or existence of a thing, the end for which the means exist, the desired result that initiates production, the need that makes a manufacturer produce a specific product, the destination that prompts the journey, the expectation of the source, the objective of the subject, the aspiration of the inspiration, and the object one wills or resolves to have. Okay, that's a long definition, but out of this definition, I think there's a part that stood out for me, and it's the one that says that purpose is actually the desired results that initiate production, the need that makes the manufacturer produce a specific product. I'm going to repeat that again. Purpose is the desired results that initiate production, the need that makes a manufacturer produce a specific product, the need that makes a manufacturer produce a specific product. So purpose, therefore, we can say is the original intent of the mind of the creator, which motivates the creator to create a particular item or a particular product. It's the why that explains the reason for the existence, as I said before. So let's make an example here quickly so that maybe we can understand what I'm trying to pass by here. So let's take an example of a vehicle, a car, a mobile vehicle, a car. The person that actually first ever thought of creating a car, I'm going to make an example, say a Toyota or a Ford or whatever brand of a car. The manufacturer of those cars, they have an intention or a desired end that they want to fulfill, and that desired end is the reason why they sat down and they thought about a product, a specific product that's gonna meet the desired need that they want to fulfill. So they thought, okay, we need a particular product that's going to be able to take people from one area to another with efficiency, with ease. And therefore, what do? They sit down and then they make some designs. They design the product. They lay down how the product is going to look like. They lay down specific measurements, specific things, specific components that they need to use to create the product. That's the initial stage of actually their product. The product does not exist yet, but they are creating the components, they are making measurements, they are making sure that the product that they are wanting, they're not just going to create it and then maybe after try to figure out why did they create this specific product. So after creating this product and making sure that the design is ready, the measurements are there, the components are ready, then begins the stage of actually production. So the production does not actually happen without purpose. Like the definition was saying, production, which means the creation of that specific product. In this instance, a car cannot happen without a specific purpose that needs a specific desire that needs to be fulfilled. Again, it is very important to note that the production of the product does not begin until the purpose of the product has been established. Therefore, the success of the project or the manufacturing of the product is not really determined by it's not really determined until the product does exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So again, what can we take from this? We can take from this and say all things begin and all things end with purpose. Without purpose, nothing begins. Without purpose, we cannot really find success again of a specific product or of that thing. So this is a principle basically of this the example I'm sharing. It's a principle which we basically find in all creation and even in nature. It shows up that the principle which God is a master creator or the master manufacturer. He had created all things, and all things that he had created has purpose. We find this out in the book of Genesis. When God creates anything that he creates it with a specific purpose. Even when it comes to creating man, God sat down, had a desire that he had, he wants to create man in his image, his specific measurements and all. He wants to create man in his image. He said, I'm going to create man in my own image, now in our own image and likeness. And why are we creating man in our own image and our own likeness? He says, so that they will have dominion over the earth, over the fish, over the everything that is on earth on behalf of him. I just want to let's read that verse so that we can actually really understand the purpose or the reason of creation of man. Genesis chapter number 1, verses 26 to 28. It reads as follows. Then God said, let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, and over all the wild animals of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. That is Genesis chapter number 1, verse 26 to verse 28. So you see, just like the example I've been making here, the manufacturers of cars See, as they created the car with a specific or a definite purpose, so did God do the same thing. So your existence is evidence that there is a purpose. God created you. You are not existing here on earth without a purpose, but your purpose is already there. So you only have to make sure that you discover it. You have to discover your purpose, and you have to make sure that you live by it, you discipline your life by it. So it's very important to actually discover your own personal purpose in relation to the universal purpose, if I put it like that. The parts where I read from Genesis 1 to 26 to 28, we can say it's a universal purpose. The reason behind the creation of man, but there is a personal purpose that you yourself have to discover, and you have to discover it in relationship. It's a relationship to God's universal purpose, and it must be the basis from which you live. It must be the basis which you strive to become who you were born to be, under the relationship or in relationship to God's universal purpose. So as we keep on sharing the principles, as we keep on sharing the questions that I keep sharing, the principles I sharing of purpose, you will see that the more you ask yourself those questions, there are specific things that are specific to you that you are gonna show you how that you are unique. As you discover who you are, you will learn that your purpose and your identity, your uniqueness, and also your potential, they're supposed to be linked together. They are actually linked together. Your purpose, your identity, your gifts, and they are linked together, and they can show you who you are. They can show you who you are, and then you'll discover your own personal purpose in relationship to the God's big purpose, if I may put it like that. Some people are actually born knowing what they want to do. They are able to really find out what they want to do from a young age. Some of them, they know what to do and even how to do it. But some of us, of course, we are not the same. Some of us spend a lot of time figuring out what do we really want to do with our lives. But let me say this: we cannot use terms or statements like saying, I want to be happy in life, or say I want to make the world a better place, or say I want to be rich. Those actually, for a lack of a better word, I can say they are useless. We must ask real questions that are gonna lead us to true purpose. Question like, why am I here? And with those questions like, why am I here, must find a true reply with an unqualified answer to say you want to become yourself and want to express yourself. And that is in relationship with the gifts that God has given you. And when we do these things and ask ourselves this question, really reflecting to what we have, we actually start to find out what our personal purpose, and also start to be able to relate it to the purpose which God has given us, or the universal purpose. So take time. Again, I want to say, please take time. Check your uniqueness. Find out what differentiates you from many people here on earth. Billions and billions of people are on earth. So what makes you different? Pursue your aspiration deliberately, actually. Don't just say I aspire to become something, but don't pursue it. Make intentional decisions, pursue that aspiration deliberately and consistently. Be what you are. Make sure that you capitalize on the gifts and the natural gifting that you have, that God has given you. I normally say that your gifting, especially the natural gifting that you have, is in relationship or is related to the purpose that God has given you, or the purpose that God has created you for. So make sure that you utilize the natural gifts and talents which you were born with. Don't lose them. Don't let anyone belittle you or say or try to make you become like someone else. Remember last week's story. The parents they wanted to be doctors, but they couldn't be doctors, so they make sure that their son becomes a doctor. See, they actually frustrating their son's ability to become who he is, because they put their dreams on their son, and then therefore the son along the line became frustrated and couldn't take it anymore. So don't let anyone belittle your dream. Don't let anyone belittle your gifting. If you have a certain passion that you want and you are following, don't let anyone belittle it or take you away or try to make you or become someone else or prevent you from becoming and doing all that you actually want to be. Remember that if you don't deploy yourself or you don't allow yourself to become the person you are supposed to be, others will soon try to force their own dreams upon you. So what I just wanna say as a wrap up is that overall, let's pursue purpose with a passion and experience it, and then we will experience the reason for existing, or a reason for our lives. The Bible says in Proverbs 20 verse number 5, the purposes of a man's heart are deep waters. A man of understanding draws them out. That's the whole reason why we are here on Purpose Driven, trying to get you to understand what purpose is, so that you can draw your own personal purpose in relation to God's big universal purpose, and then you can start living and start disciplining your life according to it. And then you will find out that the more you do that, the more you will be fulfilled. So please make sure, take time to reflect on these questions and reflect on the principles shared here on Purpose Driven. And I hope and I pray that you will discover your own purpose. If you have not, and if you are, I hope that you will find out that you gain more confidence to say what you are doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing at the right time. We have to be concerned about doing the right thing rather than to do things right. We have to do the right thing rather than to do things right. So the purpose of a man's heart are deep waters, but a man of understanding draws them out. Until next time, have a blessed week, have a blessed day, and please make sure that you do follow us on our social media platforms. Give us feedback. If you have any question, we are welcome to give us feedback. We are available on Facebook, Instagram, even YouTube as Empowerment Podcast. Just search Empowerment Podcast and you'll find us. Have a great day.